morning and welcome back to another episode of Anong Paki mo kung single ako. And for tonight, sabi ko nga last time is na na-reschedule ang ating live for last week, last Saturday because of technical difficulties. And ayan, tonight, matutuloy and very tuloy na talaga ang ating episode for tonight. And I know inaabangan nyo ang ating guest for tonight. So, are you excited for our guest? Ayan. So, for tonight, ayan. So, let me introduce lang din yung ating guest for tonight. She is a writer, a PR manager, a public speaker, and an author. Let us all welcome Danah Gutierrez, ang empowered single ng Boracay. Hi, Danah! Good evening! Ayan, go.
Hi. Hi, Reg. Thanks for having me. Hi to all of the people tuned in. Hey.
Hello. So, batiin lang natin siguro. Hello, Coach Ron Magsalin. Hi! Ayan. So, anyway, Dana, thank you so much for gracing our episode tonight. And of course, I know that it's been medyo sabi ko nga yung sa introduction ko kanina, nahirapan tayo sa signal last time. So, ito tuloy na this Wednesday night.
Yes. The last time we were planning to do this, I believe bagyo dito and nag-blackout yung buong island. And we tried several times using my data to connect because I connect the Wi-Fi. But apparently, hindi kinaya dahil malakas talaga yung ulan doon. So, ayan, I'm glad we're finally doing this. I'm glad na I'm finally here. I know you've been messaging me for quite a while and we've been talking about this back and forth, but I'm really glad that this is happening. Thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you so much. And actually, of course, Dana, people know you parang very, parang advocate ka din ng pagiging single. Tama, di ba? Tama ba? And right now,
Yes.
kwento mo naman, how is your heart ba? How is your heart today? Not tomorrow, not next week. Today.
Ang ganda naman. How is my heart today? If I'm gonna be honest, my heart is so full. My heart is so happy. My heart is full of joy. And it's not everything is perfect in my life, but I think I've been able to trust God enough to know that He planted me where I am. So currently I'm in Boracay, and I've been very very busy serving the church, immersing myself in the culture here, in communities, local communities, trying to be productive, and also hosting friends, right? So most of my friends have been
Yes.
transient, visiting me in and out the island. So parang if you're gonna ask me how is my heart today, not yesterday, not tomorrow, but today, I'd say I'm so I'm happy, joy, like full of joy, and just overflowing with gratitude too, because I've gone through a lot of terrible things in the past, and it just when you see the bigger picture and you see where God, parang when you see how far God can take you, um lalo na nung mga moments na it was very dark and um gloomy, but you see how far God takes you, and now you see like, wow, Lord, I can't believe I was crying over that. Yeah. So I'm really, really in a good place.
Wow, that's nice to hear, Dana. And
Thanks.
and also since you siguro hindi mo naman not necessarily have to drop the details, but can you expound on how long ka na bang single?
Oh, I've been single for a long time. Like, yung purposeful singleness ko, I think magti 3 years na, because I remember I got into this no label relationship yeah, 3 years ago, and it was hellish. It was very toxic. We were both toxic for each other. Um, so yeah, three years, three wonderful, amazing, productive years.
Wow, that's nice. No, the three amazing, wonderful years. I
Yeah, of
mean,
course.
not all people can really say that three wonderful years, diba?
Yeah, and
So
yun nga eh, parang ang iniisip kasi ng mga tao, parang singleness is this season to keep waiting. It's this
yes,
season to passively wait or to actively pursue someone you like and actively date. And I guess that's okay if you know your boundaries, if you know what the goal
mm,
is. But if you're doing it because you want to fill a void, or if you're doing it because you're bored or you're lonely, parang meh, that would be a waste of time, really. So
yes,
singleness,
yes,
I know it's gotten so much flack, right? Na parang, oh, but what's wrong with you? Why are you still single? Pero parang, to be honest, no, you have to be asking me what's right with me, because I mean, I'm
yeah,
not chasing relationships that are meaningless. Parang I know my value, I know my worth, and
mm,
if someone can't step up to my standards, then I'd rather be alone, you know?
yeah, yeah. Actually, no, parang the first time I heard you din talaga is actually in Boiling Waters. One of the
Yeah.
episodes there. Sabi ko, grabe yung yung wisdom niya about being single. Sabi ko, oh my gosh, I really wanted to interview or talk to her even. Parang ganyan kasi parang sabi ko,
Ah,
oh my God. Kasi, 'di ba, yung, of course, yung mga usapan nyo with B1 and B2, syempre, yung mga sobrang real talk din talaga dun is. But a woman, very empowered. Yun nga eh, when I was asking you din sa, din sa moniker, sabi niya, you said na empowered. Sabi ko, yes. This is, parang sobrang bagay talaga to kay Dana. Kasi very, siya eh, yung I mean, yung wisdom mo about being single, sobrang well, not necessary ako lang. Siguro madami din natutulungan, among
yeah,
other else, di
for
ba?
sure.
So, ayan, batiin muna natin. Hello, nandito si CJ. Hi, CJ! Babasahin ko yung question mo later on. Ayan. So, anyway, Dana, no, share mo naman since nabanggit mo kanina, it's been 3 wonderful years. Kwento mo naman, what are the, ano tawag dito, parang advantages for you ng pagiging single?
Wow, many. I think singleness it has many benefits that we're not exploring enough. But
Yes.
singleness is it's I like singleness a lot, and it wasn't like this for a long time. Like when I was in my teenage years up to my early working years, yeah, I really hated it. Parang, what is wrong with me? Why can't I get a good man? You know, like, why
Yeah.
can't I? And that really sidetracked me from my purpose. That really sidetracked me from the design, the design by God on how women should be pursued, because I did the pursuing.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Um, but the benefits of singleness, my gosh, ang dami. Siguro practical muna tayo. It's you have so much time to understand yourself,
Yes.
to dig deep into who you are.
Discover.
Yeah, discover yourself, know your weaknesses, know your strengths, know your patterns. If you keep on getting into toxic relationships one after the other, baka it's time to take a break and ask yourself, why do I keep doing this, right? You have so much money because wala kang ginagastos ng ibang tao, nakakaipon ka ng bonggang-bongga. You get to meet people from all walks of life. If and you get you get the season to really invest in good friendships, right? So ito yung mga personal
Yes.
things that I really love about singleness, that when someone invites me out, tara Dana, you're free to do whatever you want. Of course, with the bounds, right, with the right boundaries and the right
Yes.
context. But um I like that I can choose where to live and not think about anyone else, or not think about the
Mm.
relationship to take care of. And I just really love the freedom it brings, right? So that's the practical side. But on a more spiritual side, singleness gives me the time, it gives me the space to know my maker,
Mm-hmm.
to know whose I am,
Yes.
cultivate the
Mm-hmm.
fruits that I will need should God give me a relationship in the future. 'Di ba? Parang lahat ng tao sinasabi, "Kaya ko naman maging girlfriend eh, kaya ko naman maging boyfriend eh." Talaga? Kaya mo na bang magbigay na at 'wag isipin ang sarili mo? 'Di ba? I mean, that's the purpose
Yes.
of our relationship, right? It's really self-giving. If I mean, ideally, if you should pursue marriage, because when I talk about dating, it should have a goal, right? It shouldn't be just, oh, I'm just dating around, like hooking up with men. That's a different story. But when I say dating, it's intentionally dating as an activity, not investing too much emotions, not compromising physical intimacy, because you set enough boundaries, enough to know about the person, but also enough to protect and guard yourself, right? I guess
Mm-hmm. Yes.
that's what I'm learning now. Na parang, okay, if someone shows interest, or um, if I like someone, what are now the boundaries I put? Kasi giver ako eh. Parang
Mm-hmm.
that's always been my nature, and it's good, but it also can be bad.
Yes. Yes.
So I think my singlehood journey hasn't always been full of wisdom, as you say. Took a lot of tears, took a lot of heartache, took a lot of wrong
Yes.
men, took a lot of toxicity for me to finally be humbled by God and say na, you know what, Lord, I, I give up. Parang I can't navigate through this. I always choose the wrong men. I always compromise my purity. Ayoko na. I'm done. If you want me to be single, I'll be single. And like be purposefully single. And then when that
Mm-hmm.
happened, that's when the joy started coming. I think there is always joy in obedience,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not immediate. Yun eh.
Yes.
Di ba?
Yes.
Parang hindi siya immediate. You have to like
Go
sink into it.
with the flow. With the
Yeah.
flow, just understanding it slowly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, you mentioned din na parang parang you're discovering yourself, no? And also, nabanggit mo na parang you can live anywhere. And sabi mo nga, you've been in Boracay for quite some time now. So, how was the experience so far
So I moved to Boracay March.
of this year?
I've Yes, so I've finally gotten my resident ID. I've registered to
Wow.
vote here. It's been 7 months of island living, and I love it. It's always been a dream of mine. Well, ideally, I wanted to explore Australia and
Mm-hmm.
plant myself there, but God had other plans. Actually,
Yes.
challenge ko nung isa kong friend. Sabi niya, bakit lalayo ka pa? Ang dami-daming dagat dito. Kasi nga gusto ko mag-island life. Sabi niya, ba't lalayo ka
Yes.
pa? Ang layo naman ng Australia, di ba? So sabi niya, ba't
Oo
hindi
nga.
mo na dito ka lang? Parang i-testing mo muna kung kaya mo. Di ba? Sinasabi mo kaya mo, pero iba yun pag andyan ka na. So sabi ko, okay, challenge accepted. So,
Dito lang sa Boracay. Yeah.
dito lang muna sa Boracay, yeah. So I moved March, wanted to really grow personally, and wanted to, help out the church, add value to the island. It's not just, I guess the objectives are different for everyone, but for me, it's really to live out my purpose, right? In terms of my faith. So, yun, I like it. I like that I have friends, local friends. I like that I get to do what I love to do every weekend. I go to the beach, I meet people, I do boodles, I help the church. We're planting this church and we're renovating it, and we're growing the singles ministry. There's so many things to do. Sarap dito. Parang it's really a blessing that I'm here.
Wow, that's good to hear, no? And of course, since napag-uusapan natin, Dana, yung advantages, ganyan, yung perks ng being single, your singlehood life. Of course, Dana, since it's been 3 years, sabi mo nga, for sure, may mga friends ka din na in a relationship. So far ba, Dana, may mga things ka ba na parang moments na nafa-FOMO ka with your friends or parang moments na since you've been in a relationship before na parang namimiss mo doing, ganyan.
To be honest, yes. I think there are times that loneliness will hit you differently.
Yes.
There parang I think as human beings, loneliness is so real. But the thing I've learned is to ride it out, to ride the wave
Mm.
of loneliness. Parang loneliness is such a real emotion, but also it's not something that you have to wallow in. It's not something that you have to embrace and cuddle. Parang yeah, loneliness comes and it goes. I think it's how you respond to it that matters. And I would be a hypocrite to say na, "Hindi, never ko gusto magka-boyfriend. Di ako na lonely." Parang, no, it's true. I do get lonely. And I do sometimes dream of having a godly man to help me and to take care of. But at the end of the day, it comes and it goes. And this is the season God has called me in. And it's the season of singleness. So, might as well parang let's go, parang let's rock, like when God says na, and to be honest,
Ito na. Ito
parang
na,
hindi
Dana.
kasi iniisip ko din people always ask me, baka naman sobrang taas ng standards mo or wala nanliligaw sa'yo. Parang kung titingnan ko, meron naman. Hindi ko naman ide-deny na may mga papakute din
Yeah,
naman.
super daw.
Pero parang at the end of the day, if these boys are not of the same faith or they don't value the same things I value, then what's the point? Parang I'm not just gonna
Yes.
go for any guy who presents himself to me. Parang yun nga yung point ng standards di ba? Hindi mo kailangan entertainin
Yes,
lahat.
yes. Totoo,
So
tama.
yun. So yun. Parang I do feel lonely, but it doesn't make me settle. And I think
Mm-mm.
that's the good thing about knowing your purpose in singleness. Hindi ka
Yes,
magsasettle eh.
it's that's true, no? That's true. And also na-mention mo yung yung standards, no? Actually, sa segue ko din dyan yung aking next question. Kasi so far, Dana, no, so what are your non-negotiables in a partner? Kahit siguro kung may mga 100, kahit mga 3 lang.
Sige. Di naman, actually tatlo lang talaga non-negotiables ko eh.
I'll go.
I wanna keep it, I wanna keep it general but foundational. I'm not gonna put
Yes.
a non-negotiable na dapat meron siyang red na Porsche or dapat doktor siya ng
Very,
ganitong, alam mo yun, yung parang, no. Hindi.
very
My
specific.
non-negotiables are, number one, he has to be someone who loves the Lord and is actively pursuing his purpose in the faith. Number one.
Mm.
Number two, he has to stimulate my mind mentally. Okay? Hindi, parang, okay, may mga ibang lalaki na puro, abs lang, papakyut, puro selfie. Parang, okay lang naman, gwapo ka
Walang
naman
deep
talaga.
conversations.
Pero kausapin mo naman ako, di ba? Yung parang, pag nawala na yung abs mo, at tayo ay nasa rocking chair na
Nakatanda.
natin, nakatanga na, the only thing we have is communication. And if you can't
Yes.
even communicate now in our 30s, then what's the point? And then
Yes.
lastly, he has to love his family. Like really try to honor his family. And siguro number four, bato ko na rin, humor.
Mm.
I need someone who will get me my humor. I like to laugh. I like to have fun.
Humor
I
is
tell
the
the
new
dumbest
pogi.
jokes. Humor is the new
Humor is
pogi
the new
talaga.
pogi.
True. Humor and godly, charot. Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are my general non-negotiables. Nothing too fancy, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, sobrang ano lang din. Very kung, if ever you're pasok dun sa mga standards ni Dana, alam niyo na guys. So, Ano po, ito po yung hashtag ni Dana. Charot, charot.
Binenta mo pala ako, Reg, nakakaloka ka.
May benta. May benta. May live selling pa. No, but anyway, since, ayun nga, napag-uusapan din natin, since, it's been, well, a few years ago, yung last relationship mo. But, my question is, how do you know ba, is, how do you know that if you're ready to jump away from being single? Or in short, parang how do you know if you're gonna be settling down na din? Or having a jowa din kahit in the future?
How do I know if I'm ready to enter a relationship?
Yes, yes.
I think if, okay, I think I would get a sense. I mean, no one's really ready, right? I mean,
Mm-mm.
meron naman talaga mga ready din. Feeling ko, feeling ko ready na ako for a relationship if number one, hindi na siya yung end all be all source of happiness ko. Yung parang,
Mm-mm.
I know where he stands in my life and I know the boundaries I need to set. I think when you have a good knowledge or a healthy level of self-awareness na alam mo na yung toxic patterns mo, alam mo na yung childhood traumas mo, alam mo na yung attachment styles mo, kilala mo na kung sino ka, kilala mo na kung kanino ka, then I think you'd be ready. You know, parang you are mature enough and ripe enough for a relationship. But if you think that a relationship is to give you the ultimate purpose of a relationship is to validate you, to give you ultimate satisfaction, to make you feel loved and adored,
Mm.
don't get into a relationship. No. It's gonna die
It's the wrong
soon.
reason.
It's the wrong reason, exactly. And you're gonna probably hate each other in the end. So wag na lang. Yeah.
Sayang yung time.
Sayang yung time. Seriously, girl. Parang, kung titingnan ko lang yung buhay ko noon, sa taon-taong naghabol ako ng mga lalaki, parang, oh my gosh, sana pinang-ministry ko
Why
na
did
yun.
I
Yeah, you know,
why did I
parang
even do that?
I should have, even the money, my gosh. Parang I look back at the amount of money I've spent and it's insane and I'm like, grabe Lord, buti na lang you restore the wasted parts of my life. Yeah.
So it's ano din, no? Siguro may mga times, siguro quick kwento lang din. Well, not necessarily in full details. What were the, parang, ano ba yung mga bad experiences mo about in a relationship?
I think I always go for men who aren't really into me but like to string me along because all out din ako. Uh
Hmm.
so it's that dynamic na I need their validation but they're so meh. Alam mo yun, yung parang they're like, so it becomes this drug in my head, right? Na parang, oh my gosh, I need this person to validate me. So I'll jump through hoops, I'll try to impress him. And then when he validates me, yes, okay, and then mawawala na naman. And then it's that cycle again and again and again. And I just always chose bad men, like toxic, immature, selfish men. Boys, they're not even men, they're just boys who can shave. And so parang I had to confront parts of me too and ask myself the hard questions na bakit ka ganyan, Dana? Parang, bakit ka paikot-ikot dyan? Sukang-suka ka sa sarili mo tuwing ginagawa mo, pero babalik ka din dyan. Right? And I
Mm-mm.
think that's when I really like fell flat on my face, crying to the Lord, surrendering my heart, and I'm like, God, I am tired. Like I'm just so tired of all the crap I've put myself through that I did to myself. Wala naman ako ibang pwedeng sisihin eh. Hindi ko pwedeng sisihin
Mm-mm.
yung lalaki kasi I allowed him to. Di ba?
Yes, yes.
Parang nakakatawa yung mga girls. Dati ganun ako eh. Yung parang i-flaunt mo yung mga maling bagay. Pag kumagat at ginamit ka, iiyak ka. Na ginamit lang
Oo.
ako. Pero girl, hindi ba yun yung
You let him
pinakita
eh.
mo? Di ba parang yun yung binenta mo eh. Yun yung naging marketing strategy mo eh. So nung
Yes,
ginamit
yes.
ka, at ito kasi yun eh. This is where we lose it as women. We deceive ourselves thinking that if we give our bodies away, we'll get love in return. But
Yes.
it never
Not
happens. It
not yeah.
rarely happens. Rarely happens. Na you bait someone with sex, hoping it will
Mm-hmm.
transform into a romantic good love. Never. Rarely. 1%
Yes,
maybe
that's true.
at the
That's
most.
true. Yeah, yeah, that's true
Yeah.
actually. And yeah, actually na-mention mo din kanina is you've been serving the Lord, and I mean you've been surrendering, or I mean you've been helping sa church niyo din sa Boracay, no? So,
Yeah.
kwento mo naman, Dana, how has helped, parang how has God helped through your journey in those 3 wonderful years?
How has God helped in those 3 wonderful years? God is the foundation of everything I have and everything I know right now. Parang people always say, you're so wise. But I just ask from God.
Mm-mm.
Parang, ikaw ba tinanong, humingi ka ba ng wisdom kay God? Hingi ka. Bibigyan niya eh. Ibibigay niya eh.
That's
Totoo yun
true.
eh. Ask and you shall receive, diba? So parang, God is the very reason why I am not dead after all the all the bad dating experience I've had. God is the reason why I am able to forgive many people who hurt me. Kasi kung ako lang, 'di ba? Parang why? But God
Oo.
is really parang God is the reason for my being. It's so cheesy, but it's so true din kasi. Parang I can't even imagine live getting here on my own. Like the life I live now. I can't even take
Mm-mm.
the credit. Parang when people say, "Grabe galing mo." Parang pero hindi
It's
kasi
not everything
ako to.
about
Parang
yes.
parang sumusunod lang naman ako eh. Yun lang yun eh. Sunod lang tayo, 'di ba? Parang ang saya kaya
Mm-mm.
sumunod. Kasi it's an adventure with the Lord. And so, yeah, God is everything. Parang He is the very fuel in my heart that allows me to love again. And He is the very grace in my life that shows people that you can still be redeemed after, even if your past was so messy and dirty and muddy.
Mm-mm.
And so that's I think that's why I like to talk about these things. It's I know there are a lot of broken women in the world.
Mm-mm.
Sus men, yung mga ano ko lang, mga messages ko lang sa Instagram talaga naman, buhos sila ng nila as in grabe. There so many women who don't know where to get self-worth, who don't understand their value and they keep seeking it in all the wrong places. And if I
Mm-mm.
can help and step in those areas to point them where to get their truest value, then let's do it. Diba?
Mm-mm. Yeah, and so speaking about those people messaging you, no? So parang how do you bless them also with your wisdom? Is it just through your I know you're writing, 'di ba? You're writing with Adriana writes, tama no?
Yeah. My
So
writing hashtag.
is it your platform, or just
Yeah.
Instagram
So
alone?
um well, I tried to do vlogs. I've tried, but I can't be consistent with the amount of work I'm doing. But
Mm-mm.
Instagram's always been a platform, my stories, my posts, and every time girls message me about love problems, I always point them back to the gospel. Parang kasi that's the only thing that saved me too. It's really
Yes.
Jesus. It's really the love of Christ for me and the worth he has given me, and all I have to do is receive it. So parang you know, I always truth and love eh. Kasi hindi ka pwedeng,
Mm-mm.
"Ay, kawawa ka naman sis. Oo nga, dump mo na siya, block mo na siya." Hindi eh. I always ask, "So bakit mo ginawa kung nakita mo na lahat ng red flags? Bakit
Yes.
umuo ka pa din?" 'Di ba? Or kung nandiyan ka pa rin sa relationship na 'yan, na ang pangit-pangit, na kinasusuklaman mo, nasukang-suka ka na, bakit andyan ka pa din? These are the things I ask the girls who message me because it's a belief issue eh. Whether they believe na baka kasi wala na akong mahanap na iba, eh, siya na lang, okay na yan kahit sinasapak niya ako or kahit kahit bastos siya, kahit babaero siya, okay lang. Belief system, right?
Mm-mm.
Because the power of belief is so intense that it can alter your reality. Kahit yung totoo
Yes.
naman eh, kahit yung nangyayari na sa paligid mo, yun talaga yung reality. Nakita mo na masamang lalaki siya, niloloko ka lang niya, binabastos ka niya. Pero dahil sa paniniwala mo na hindi, baka mabago ko siya eh. Hindi, hindi kasi wala na akong chance at love siya na yun eh. 'Di ba? The
Mm-mm.
reality is there but you can't see it because of your belief. That's why I always address the issue of belief kasi at the end of the day, kahit ano pang bigay ko sa yung advice, if what you believe in remains, huwag tayo mag-usap, 'di ba?
Mm-mm.
Parang sayang eh. Yun
Para
nga yung lagi
saan
kong
pa?
sinasabi. Yeah, right, exactly. So when girls message me, I ask them, okay, ready ka na ba? Like, to hear it. Are you ready to hear the truth? Kasi kung hindi, let's not waste each other's time. Kasi may ibang girls na paulit-ulit, and then you try to be patient, but I'm like, I also have to put my boundary na. Na parang, nag-ano na lang tayo eh, nag-echo chamber na lang tayo sis. Parang sayang oras. Get back to me when you're ready.
Balik-balik lang tayo.
Right. 'Di ba? Parang just to respect everyone's time too. 'Di ba?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and siguro balikan ko lang din yung balikan ko lang
Develop.
din yung question ni balikan ko yung question ni CJ. No? So, hi Dana, what practical things do you do when you feel romantically blue? There. Yeah, so
I pray. I talk to
a
God
lot.
about it. Like,
I guess.
I really, nakakatawa ng isang gabi, kausap ko si God, and I'm like, as in talagang parang ko lang siyang kaibigan na kausap. Of course, there are moments that, the fear of God should be upon us, but also God calls himself a friend. Diba? So parang, yeah, I pray, and then I talk to people. I talk to my bestest friends. Parang siya, I'm so lonely, blah, blah, blah. Chika lang. Parang, at the end of the day, people think that loneliness should be solved with romance. But no, loneliness is doused when you experience intimacy. And intimacy doesn't always involve the naked body.
Yes.
Parang minsan akala mo, gusto mo sex, akala mo gusto mo lalaki, pero ang totoo, kailangan mo connection eh. Kaibigan.
Mm-mm.
Taong kaya mong
Nakakausap.
ipakita yung vulnerabilities mo. And that shifted my perspective in romantic relationships. And now, that big void has been filled by really good, solid, godly friendships. Alam mo yun? Parang akala lang kasi talaga natin romance is the answer eh. Ang solusyon lang sa lahat ng problema, jowa. Hindi rin eh. Hindi
Oo.
totoo. Fake news.
Fake news yung fake news yung yung jowa ang kukumpleto sa'yo.
Sobra. Sobrang fake. That's the biggest lie that our generation has bought. Na someone will complete us. Oh
Yes.
my. That is such a... Anyway, I can go on and on and on about it, but let's just save it for next time. Kasi hindi talaga ako...
Yeah.
Dati kasi, alam mo yun, yung parang when people bank on romance to be their savior, patay. Patay na patay. Hindi pwede. It's gonna crumble. Hindi siya tatagal, hindi siya matatag,
Mm-mm.
at hindi siya totoo. Because how many married people do I know who are so lonely in their marriages? They're so lonely. Na parang bakit ba iniisip ng mga tao mawawala yung loneliness pag nagka-jowa ka? Sino nagsabi nun? Ang dami-daming nag-cheat, ang dami-daming nagbe-break, ang dami-daming mag-asawang hindi nag-uusap, 'di ba? So,
Most
yeah.
of the time, ang daming ang daming parang sinasabi na parang this person will complete me, I need this person, ganyan. It not necessarily, sabi din ni Rosie dito, si God lang ang makaka-complete sa'yo. Well, yeah, true, that's true actually. And actually, same with, parang yung kinukwento din ni Dana kanina, no? Parang, sabi nga niya, she just asked and God gave her the answers. 'Di ba?
Yeah,
Parang,
read your Bible. Yun yung lagi sasabi, read your Bible. Girls always tell me, I pray every day. Yeah, yeah, you pray, pero prayer is dialogue. Hindi ka pwedeng
mm,
mag-pray lang sa hangin, iniisip na, okay na yon, nabato ko na. Hindi, pakinggan mo siya. And how do you hear God? You read the Bible. Simple, you read the Bible. If you
yes.
can't read yet, do a podcast, do a sermon, do a devotion. Parang you can't keep boxing God into this whimsical genie na parang nagpe-pray naman ako for a good guy. Hindi eh. Pakinggan mo din kung ano sinasabi niya. Paano kung sinabi niyang hindi, hindi pa ngayon? 'Di
Hindi
ba?
siya
That's still an
yun.
answer. Hindi siya yun. 'Di ba? Hindi siya yun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ayan. So, to our viewers, if you have question para kay Dana, siguro batiin ko lang din, meron pala dito si, hello kay Abeliera Robert. Hi, hello. Tama ba? Robert Abeliera. Hello. Ayan. And, gusto ko yung naglag na kasi ako sa mga questions ko. But, naglag na. Ayun. So, wala na akong masyadong pahabol na questions. But, if ever may mga questions kayo for Dana, and before siguro we can, then, wrap up this kwentuhan. And, yeah.
Ayan, si
So,
Robert. Follower
five,
ko yan.
four. Hindi lang. Hi, Robert. Hello, Robert.
Yeah, sorry. What was
Yeah.
the last question?
Actually wala pa. Pero, siguro ano na lang din, to wrap up this kwentuhan, Dana. Siguro tips and advice na lang din sa ating mga kasingle na nanonood. Yeah. True.
Siguro, you have to know who you are and know whose you are. Diba? Parang those two questions, if you can answer with conviction, if you can answer in truth, then you're good. So don't rush it. Don't rush it. You know, ang dami-daming pwedeng gawin. Take the time to know who you are too. Parang I'm sure within yourself pa lang ang dami ng kailangan i-discover, i-unpack, ang dami ng kailangan i-resolve, ang dami ng dapat i-heal. You know, heal if you have to heal. Don't involve others. And intimacy is not just found in romance. You know, and syempre, of course, know Christ, know Jesus, know what He has done for you, know what He has done for humanity, know who God is. Genesis 1, diba? Parang go back to Genesis, see how God created the world. What's lacking in our society today is enough knowledge about God and who He is. That's making us so blinded now we make ourselves our God. But we're such stupid gods. We can't be good gods. We can't. We are stained by sin. We are limited beings. We make mistakes. Hindi natin kaya. But with God, things change. Everything is possible with the Lord. And, sounds cheesy, but really, God can satisfy the deepest longing of your heart. The deepest, deepest, deepest longings. And singleness is a gift. It's not something to be um, mad about. It's not something to be sad about. Singleness is a gift. And, it's your responsibility to maximize that gift.
Ayan. Thank you so much, Dana. And siguro lang din, to summarize, sa sobrang dami na advice ni Dana. No? So, of course, number one is know who you are and whose you are, and not necessarily lang yung self natin, but the God that you are serving also. And number two is don't rush it, guys. Alam niyo na, enjoy the season of being single, ganyan. So, yeah. Intimacy is not just found in romance. Yan, inulit-ulit din ni Dana kanina. So, alam niyo na guys, if ever man, parang this season is not right for you pa din, just don't, just don't do it yet. Yan. And of course, yan, yung sinasabi nga din ni Dana kanina is no Jesus. Of course, sabi niya din dito niya is everything is possible with God. Kasi, um, Kasi yun nga, as what she mentioned earlier na parang, you just, ask God, talk to God, parang, kasi sumasagot naman siya eh. He answers, every time na may mga questions ka for her. Ay, for her. For him. Yan. And also, lastly is singleness is a gift. So, guys, sa mga, yan, siguro ulit-ulitin lang natin dito sa ating HSA Live na parang hindi naman curse ang pagiging single. Hindi naman tayo nakakaawa, guys. Tignan niya, parang ano nga, nasasabi nga din ni Dana, 3 wonderful years na din siyang single, di ba? And she's enjoying it. And there's a lot more to discover for herself, for kung ano man yung mga goals pa niya in life, di ba? So, yan. Ayan. So, meron ditong humabol. Humabol. Ayan, hello kay Carlo. Sabi niya, hi Ma'am Dana, mahal ang annulment kung nagkamali ang pinili mo. Discernment for decision making on this matter is crucial. Yeah, that's right.
Exactly.
Actually,
Very
exactly.
well said. Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm. I
You
agree
can't
also, actually.
get it wrong. You can't get married wrong. You can't. You
Yes, yes,
can't.
that's true.
It's gonna affect everything in your life.
Yes, that's true. That's true. And ayun, thank you so much, Dana, for gracing our episode tonight. And of course, if ever man may mga ipopromote ka, Dana, go.
Come visit Boracay.
Oo
And we
nga,
will do
let's
church
visit
together.
Bara.
No, I have something to plug. So I work for Human Nature. We are the largest social enterprise of genuinely natural products in the Philippines, and we recently launched Bangon Awards. So we're looking for nominations of heroic Filipinos who have done many good self-sacrificial things for the country, for others, and if you know people, we are giving away so many prizes, so much prizes to be given away to our awardees, and these we're looking for noteworthy individuals and groups um, who fit the award categories. So if you want to check it out, visit bit.ly/bangon nominate, capital B, capital N
Yan.
on nominate. Yan.
Okay,
Bangon
sige,
Awards for Human
noted.
Nature. We're starting our nominations today, and we're closing it by next week. So we hope to get nominations, and it's gonna be a great event.
Ayan. Tama ba to? Bangon,
Nominate.
nominate. Yan.
Nominate.
Nominate, sorry.
Yeah.
Yan.
Edit,
So,
edit.
nominate. Yan. So,
Yan.
yung Bangon Awards for Human Nature nila Dana, they're launching. So, yan, support, and yan, ano pa ba? Ako, sige, thank you, Dana, meron niyo pa ba ipapromote?
I'm good. I'm
Adriana
good.
Rice, Dinosaurs, yan. Gusto ko
Follow, yeah, just
nag-promote.
sige, promote mo na lang. I-type mo na lang dyan yung ano ko, handle ko sa Instagram.
Yun. So, at Dinosaurs, guys, follow, that. There. Yan. So, sige, ako naman promote. So, you can join our community of single friends din sa ating Picker, bit.ly/HSA community. And you can also buy our merch, Hoy Single Ako merch. Ayan. So, nandyan sa tinyurl.com/HSA merch. And also sa ating mga pahikaw dyan, handmade earrings. Handmade earrings, handmade accessories. We do handmade accessories. So, follow along dyan, crochet. Yan. Thank you so much, Dana, for gracing our episode tonight. And we will see you again next Saturday. Thank you, guys!
Bye.